this is going to be an oil change. This happens to be a 2006 2.0 turbo Audi A4 Quattro. So this was my brother's car. I'm obtaining the car from him. I noticed the oil was a bit dirty. I'm going to change it. I mean, it was dirty, you know, like dirty. So I just want to change the oil. It's a turbo car. You really should take care of these things. So let's loosen up the cap. Okay, so we keep that there. This way, when you do take your oil out, it flows a little better. At least they say that. The engine is warm. I warmed it up already. The reason you warm it up, people say so it flows quicker. But it's actually so all the sediment floats up in your oil, all the dirt, and then you can get it out. And these are little twist lock type screws. There's a few missing. 1, 2, there's a lot missing. Now, I know on some of the cars, there's one up in here, which I don't actually see. So I see this one. So we got to take these bolts out. Now, I'm going to set this up. Hopefully, it'll keep recording and I won't knock the camera over. And I usually wear gloves, which I do have. Now, just so you know, this was the oil filter. Okay, this was the number I got. We'll find out at the end of the video if it was correct, because I never did this before. So I got the Tough Guard 9911. So, and the oil that I got was the Valvoline European, and it says on it right there, it says for Audi, and you wanted the FS oil. But anyway, I got the right oil. This car takes 4.8 quarts. So we loosen these screws, just a little quarter turn there, a quarter turn screw. That's it. You don't go nuts. Let's see how many are missing. There's another one. There's one right here. Well, that one dropped out. Okay. Sometimes they drop out, sometimes they don't. Okay, all the others are missing. Let's see. Oh, another one dropped out. I better hold on to these things. I guess they're going to drop out. That one's not dropping out. Okay, that one's staying there. Okay. It looks like we got 3. This one, did he unclip? You know what? Let's just unclip it. Yeah, it's out. Then you got a couple in the back. Let me see. It's pretty straightforward. And you need a 19 millimeter socket. This back one's a little tough. Some drop out, some don't. Actually, I'm going to take them all. They all dropped out pretty much. Let me get them all, because I'm going to lose them. Yeah, see, the side ones were missing. Okay, so that one dropped out too. This should have side ones on there. They're not there. Okay, so this looks like your oil plug right there. Very clean under there. I'm actually happy about that. Let me get my 19 millimeter socket. Let's see. I really should be putting on my gloves. Let me put my gloves on. So, anyway, it's pretty straightforward. The car takes 4.8 quarts. And the filter may be a little tricky to get off because it is a canister filter. So we got to take a look at that and see what's involved with taking that off. I never did one of those before. Let me put the screws together so I don't lose them. Okay. Now here's the oil plug. It's on the right side of the motor. 19 millimeter socket. Let's make sure that's correct. It is. Wow, it's tight. Oh, God. What'd they do? Put this on with an impact wrench? Wow. You know what? That's really tight. I'm not happy about that. That's really tight. You know, it's supposed to be torqued to about 22 foot-pounds. This is... There we go. Wow. Okay. So I had to loosen it first. I actually tightened it to break it free. Okay. Now we're coming. You know, when you have that happen, if you can't get a thing loose, tighten it first, a little bit, believe it or not, and you could break it free that way. Let's get this out. See how much oil comes out on my hands. And don't hate on me. I'm not a mechanic. I'm just a guy like you that's, you know, trying to save a little money. So I make these videos because I definitely count on YouTube videos for certain things, and I'm hoping that this video will help somebody. Wow. Voltas. Long, okay. So I'm going to keep pressure on the nut. Okay, we didn't spill any. That's good. Put the bolt up there. Now, I'm going to let this drain. And when it completely drains, I'll get to the thing. You know, there's a cork on the bottom of the oil filter that I see, which is pretty interesting. It's got like a plug on it or something. It's interesting. I can see it up here. But anyway, let's let this drain as much as we can. And then I'll have to move over to get the oil filter. I can't. Okay. Yeah, this oil's filthy. So I'm going to let this drain a while. And if I felt that I could take that filter off, I would. With the, you know, it's up here. I might want to go through the backside of that filter to get to it. That looks like you know, I might want to go from the other side. This looks kind of tough, and I don't know what this. It's hooked on with a cable or something. I guess so you can't. I'm sure this comes off. I don't want to pull the plug out. It's got like a cable on the bottom of the filter canister. It's interesting. So we're going to let this really drain out good. I really want this to drip out good. You know, I don't know what's with that cable there. It's got like a safety cable. Oh, there we go. It unclips. Okay. So now I could it was like a clip, like a clipped-on metal cable that snaps onto the bottom of the actual housing of the oil filter, which was kind of interesting. Let me see if I can get my filter nuts around there. I'll see if I could get that thing to come off. I don't know. It's kind of small, though. I don't know if my filter wrench will fit it, and I don't know if I could do it from this side. I can't really get it from this side. I'm going to have to go from the back side and take that rear pan down to get to it. It's too... if I put it looks like a 32 or 33. I don't know. It's a big wrench that would fit on the bottom of that thing if I stuck a wrench on there to open it. But that's going to be pretty tough to get to. I'm going to have to take that rear pan, that rear splash pan down. And I don't want to bore you with all this stuff of doing that. You'll be stuck watching my video for an hour. Well, I guess you could fast forward through it. Let me see, maybe I'll get lucky. Maybe this old thing from my Ford filter would fit that. That'd be great if it did. No, it doesn't. Close, though. Wow, it's that close. This one doesn't fit on it, but it looks, I don't know what size that would be, but I would like to get that canister out of there. And like I said, it looks like I have a lot more room from the rear side, but there's another splash pan to come down that's in my way. But that might be what I have to do because I can't really get it from the front side. I can see I have no room. So, all right, I can't pause the video. There's nothing I can do about that. I'm going to let that keep dripping. I'm going to change my gloves out. I'm going to go see if I could get... Actually, I'll leave my gloves on. I'll let the video play. Fast forward it if you want. I hate to bore you guys like this, but this is the way it is. I don't know how to edit my video, so you're just going to see it straight through. I'm going to see if I can grab something to fit that, or you know what? Maybe I'll just take down the rear. Let me take down the rear. I'll see if I can grip that from the rear. Because yeah, it definitely has to come down from the rear. There's no two ways about it. Let me take down this splash pan. There's only 2 bolts holding this one in. And I could probably just take one off and let it slide to the side. Another bolt just came off. All right, hold on. Okay, here we go. Yeah, see, I could just spin that to the side. I know, it wasn't even held up there. All right, so it came down. Well, let me see. There's a lot more room on this side. So, let's see if I can grab that. Okay. I don't even know if I have the right wrench. Let's see. Right wrench, that thing is tight, boy. That puppy is tight. Let's see. Try the method like before. Let's tighten it first and then loosen it. I might have to go get the socket if it's too it's tight. That thing is really tight. There we go. Okay. And I'm gonna have to mellow out a second because a lot of oil is gonna come out. So let's put this back. Forget that. I'm gonna have to put that back before I take this off, because there's going to be oil's going to come out of here. Well, not much. Let's see. Here it comes. Still unscrewing it. So I was able to get this off with a regular oil. Look at that. Oh my God. And the filter stayed onto the motor. So I can't even slide that thing out. Now I gotta yank the filter off. Forgot it. Oh God. The filter stayed on the motor. How funny is that? Okay. Hey, some of my videos are kind of funny, huh? All right, let's get this out and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay. So, this is the filter, what it looks like when it comes out. And I am going to pull this off, and I'm taking my gloves off after this, because there is a gasket in here you got to pull out and replace. So I'm going to do that. And I really don't think I have to take you all the way through this, but you know what? You came this far with me. Let's keep going. I'm going to take off my gloves and change them. Change my gloves out. Actually, the rest of the part is not too dirty. You know, it's not that dirty. The rest of the job. Putting the stuff back is not where you get dirty. So, let me get a little pick tool and pluck this out. There's little tabs on the oil filter. I spilled a touch. Little tabs. So you could get a pick tool and you grab that tab. You just pluck it out. And you get the gasket out of there. Well, this is a tough one. A tough pick tool. It must have been a little while before since the oil was changed on this car, because I can't even rip it out with the pick tool. Let's try it a different way. Okay, got the gasket out now. This gasket came out like that, okay? It was really in there. So, it's still stuck in that one side. So, after you get the gasket out, you get your new gasket, and you want to soak it in oil. Here's my new filter. New gasket, let's make sure it's the same. Yep, it's identical. New gasket. You know, I apologize. This is not one of my better videos, that's for sure. It's got two gaskets. Okay. I don't know why there's two gaskets. I guess they come with two different type. But you see the little tab right here? That tab goes up. See that tab? So you just pop it back in. Let's get some oil on this. And I want fresh oil on it. Not the old oil. I'm going to put fresh oil all the way around this thing. All the way. Every inch of it. Soak it. And, because you just want that. You know what? I'm going to dip it right in the can. And that's what I did. I dipped it right in the oil can. Put the cap back on in case you kick it over. And knowing me, I would probably do that. Putting the cap back on. Got this filter area good and cleaned out. Let's clean it even better. Make sure no dirt is in there. I figure, you know, if you're this far into it, into an oil change, you might as well do the right job of really cleaning stuff out. I do a little above and beyond what your local mechanic would do because it's your car. Then you tuck the thing back in with the tab up, as you could see. And the filter, it goes either direction. You just pop it in, bottom it out. That's it. Now, without the gloves on, I'm going to put the filter back. Because it's not the end of the world to do that. Okay. Let's put this back on. And, you know, if you look at the end of this, this is actually a drain. You could drain the oil if you don't want it all to spill. And they make a tool that screws up in there to drain the oil out of. I didn't do that. But this is where that little clip clipped onto. There's like a metal clip. Now let me pop this back up. We're almost done with the oil change. Now make sure that you see where you're going with this so you don't knock any of that dirt from the oil back in. There you go. Get this cracked up. I'm happy. This went well so far. Okay. Tool. To tighten it is going to be harder. Believe it or not. Only because these tools work, you know, you kind of have to flex them in position like. And oh, not too bad. Next time I will get the socket for the bottom. I should have actually taken it off and seen what it was. A little bit tighter. It slipped. Oh, there we go. Okay. Now, let me put that little clip back under it, that little safety harness. I guess that's there, so there we go. This way, if it falls off, you don't completely lose everything. All right, now, while I'm here, I should put the rear skid back on. Okay. I'll tell you, there was some kind of liquid in there. I don't know what that was. All right, now, this looks like it went like this. That piece is broken. This one could go here. All right, either way, let's just get the oil done so you can see what it's like. For now, I'm just going to put the oil back in. Instead of putting the skid plate on, I thought about it. You know what? You guys are stuck watching this dumb video. You don't have to see the skid plate go back on. You guys can figure that out. And make sure this bolt is clean. Let's look at it. It's in good shape. I don't see any metal on it, which is a real good sign. Clean that off. I'll clean off the area. Okay, let's see. Nice. And I don't have a torque wrench, but I'm just going to have to estimate 22 pounds of torque. I'll put this in. I'll show you the oil go back in. You know, that bolt is kind of going in tight. It definitely didn't cross thread. You know, for what it is, a pretty long bolt. Okay, there we go. Now, let me bring you up to the top, and we'll show you the oil going in the motor if I don't hit stop on the camera. Okay. Oh, boy. See what a good position will be. I guess like that's okay if it don't fall. Now, it's 4.8 quarts. Let me wipe the oil filter, oil funnel clean. I don't like any possibility of dirt getting in there. It'd be a shame if I got dirt in there because I had something in the funnel, you know? So really make sure it's cleaned out. Let's see if this funnel fits. Oh, the funnel has like it's got a stopper under there. You can't really add the oil so easily. So I'm gonna have to go slow because it's got a stopper. Now, this happens to be 5 quarts. It takes 4.8, which is almost all of it. I'm gonna hold the funnel up a little bit because there's like a stopper in there. So let's see, I'm gonna watch it too because if I go too fast, it may overfill. Now 4.8 is almost all of it. And to be honest with you, if you put it all, what's the difference? You know, it's 0.2. Car probably burned that off. I just put it all. Because, you know, it's so close. What's the difference? And the car's got 150,000 on it. So, probably will burn it off. All right. That's that. Let me put the cap back. That looks pretty good. Let me wipe the cap clean. I like wiping everything. I'm just clean like that. I like it clean. All right, now, and that should be it. And then you got to go inside and reset the oil light and stuff like that, which is pretty easy. You hold that check button. What you do, I'm not going to do it now because I still got to work on the car, but you hold this button. You hold that wrench while turning the key to the on position. When you do that, you hit that once, and that'll bring you to the engine reset, and you reset your oil. And this car requires it every 3,000. This is a ridiculous 25-minute oil change video, which it never should have taken that long. But you know what? I'm not a mechanic. Don't hate on me. In fact, like and subscribe.